Hi friends, welcome back to we're in my basement today and we are in my medicine cabinet. So this beautiful cabinet that I have here, I'll show you how pretty this cabinet is when I close the doors. Look how pretty that is. And it's a whole big piece. This is my herbal medicines. So this is where I keep all of my additional homesteading items. So this is where I keep a lot of my dried medicines. I have a ton of dried medicines we're going to go over. I keep my medicines that I made. We made this fermented honey garlic a couple months ago, so I'm actually getting ready to take this upstairs. I don't think I'm getting sick. I cooked over fire the other day, and I think I just inhaled a lot of smoke, but my chest feels a little tight. So I'm going to just take a spoonful of honey today. But this is just one of my medicines I like to have on hand. I have some teas. This is my raspberry tea leaves. I have raspberry and blackberry. I'm upstairs, so I need to bring down. But they stay in here. I have just some candles, some that I bought, some that I've made that go up there. And then if we actually come down to the rest of this cabinet, let's move all of this. This section here, let me close this. This section here is where I keep all of my soap making supplies. We use these to make our essential oils. So I have different molds for my soaps, as well as all of my different butters. This is a coconut butter. I have a big old block of, what are you? Goat's milk. I have some beeswax. So all the things that I need when I make my soap are in here. And then I have some drawers. This drawer just has some old soaps that I've made that are just in here. And I'll use these as gifts to throw in just some gift bags for Christmas this year. That one just has a couple extra things in it. Over in this drawer is all of my essential oils. So I have some sugar scrubs that I've made I need to use up, but I have all of my different oils down here, and I use these oils in both my soaps and also in my medicines. So all of my oils are here. Here is just my container of, or my drawer of my salves. So these are the two salves I have right now. These big ones are my headache salves. And then I have these ones that are called my pain relief. This is more for burns, I found out. It's not so much pain as it is for helping with a burn. And then that drawer is empty. On the top, I have some of my candle making things. Down below, I have all my waxes for my candles. But this has become just the perfect place for me to store all of those extra things I need for a homestead, but they don't really have a place to put them. So this is a cabinet that I'm obsessed with. I love. One day I hope I have a big enough house that this is actually just going to be a beautiful piece I'm going to have upstairs in the main part of the house and not hidden in the basement. But for now, she's hidden in the basement. So I love this cabinet. So what we're going to do is I've put together a list of items that I need for some medicines that I'm going to do. And I want to go through and see what I have and see what I need to buy. So this entire section over here is all of my dried items. So I have things like what is this called? Elecamp. I picked the hardest one to say. Elecampone root. I don't know how to say that. I have comfrey. I have juniper berry. I have plantain. Look at this one. This one's pretty. Calendula. All of my beautiful calendula flowers. So a lot of these I bought, but a lot of these I also did myself. So like my plantain, I think I did a video, but I don't think I ended up publishing it because I wasn't happy with it. But this is plantain that I got from my garden, or from my yard. It's a weed, and I dried it and ground it up. So I have some plantain. I have mint. I have catnip, which needs to be ground up. It's just in its whole form. I have, this is my mints. We have bee balm. I love to grow my own bee balm, so I always have bee balm in here. So these are just a whole bunch of my, what I've collected so far. Down here is my little jar of elderberries. I love having this cabinet of just beautiful, beautiful things. Knowing lavender, knowing all the good that these things can do. When it comes to herbal medicines, there's a couple of different things that you can do. And we're going to do this in stages because I've never done this. I'm not at all, I don't really know what I'm doing. So we're going to do this in stages. But the first one we're going to do is we're going to do teas. And I have these cute, I buy things for like, when I do this is what I'm going to put it in. So I bought this like over a year ago for when I make my teas. This is when teas are going to go in. I got these from the dollar store. I think they're so cute. I bought these last fall. But my teas that we're going to make are going to go in here. So teas is one way you can have herbal medicine. So I have a whole bunch of recipes for the most common things for me. Again, it is just me. But if you have children or spouses or family that has these issues, there are so many more things that you can do than what we're going to do together. Just because I don't have a lot of those family or people around me that have some of these issues. But for me, I'm going to focus on when I have colds, sore throats, nausea, fevers. I'm going to focus on some of these different things that'll help you when all these things happen to you. So for me, I'm going to start with the teas because the teas seem the best starting point. So we're going to be putting together a whole bunch of different teas that we're going to drink when we start doing these things. When we want to break our fever, there's a fever breaking tea. When we have nausea, I get nausea in a car a lot. So I'm really excited for this nausea tea. To kind of brew it and take it with me when I know I'm going on a long car ride. Not even a long car ride, just a car ride. So tea is going to be the first thing we're going to do. The second thing that we're going to look into doing is making things with oils and going into the tinctures universe. So I already have infused some oil. So this is a lavender oil. This is a mint oil. This is a calendula oil, and I think I have just a smidgen of lavender coconut oil left. Oils are really great, and I've used these oils when I've been making my salves, the headache salve and the burn salve. Oils are really great because they're a great way to infuse. This is my headache salve. Which I'm obsessed with. I really think this headache salve works. Maybe it's a placebo effect. I don't know, but I do really love it. But oils are a great thing to do. You have oils and then you have tinctures. Where's my tincture? This is my elderberry tincture. Oils, you take the herb. So this was lavender. I just took a whole bunch of dry lavender and I soaked it in olive oil for about a month, 4 to 6 weeks, and it made this oil. Well, now all the beautiful properties of that lavender is infused into the oil. And then you do the same thing with a tincture. A tincture is normally put in vodka. So those elderberries, I put it in vodka. And the idea was, I infused it in the vodka. And the idea was I was going to take a shot of this elderberry tincture every day to help with my immune support. And it is not good. So we haven't done that. So it's been living down here for a little bit and I need to use it, and I really don't want to because it's elderberry vodka. I need to find a mixer or something. So there's a ton of things that you can do. I'm going to show you my books that I use in just a minute for all these different recipes, but I just wanted to start showing you some of the things that we're going to do. So a lot of these things, like I said, the plantain, the mint, the catnip, the bee balm, the St. John's worts. What are you? Oh, that's more lavender. A lot of these, the calendula, a lot of these things I did grow myself. And there's so many more. I have rose petals down here. I also collect, what's it called? The wild rose balls. Rose hips. Also collect them. So there are so many things. Yarrow is another thing down here, and comfrey. Chamomile. I tried growing my chamomile last year, and I harvested it and it ended up molding. So I didn't dry it like I should have. So that sucks. So I had to buy chamomile. But a lot of these things are things that you can grow in your own garden or you can forage for. And what I really liked about what I do have quite a big list here, but this list makes about 10 different things. And a lot of it is things that you're going to have on hand already. And if you don't, you just can purchase it really easily. I like to purchase a lot of my things from a place called Mountain Rose Herbs. And that's where the things I didn't grow myself, I grew from, or I bought from them. So the second thing that's really nice about a lot of these is a lot of these have similar ingredients throughout the recipe. So like I said, I have probably a list of maybe 15 items here. And once I buy those 15, I can make so many different recipes with these items. So I just want to go through and see what I have on my cabinet and what I'm going to need to purchase. So I was able to take 7 things off of my list, and I have 9 things still on my list. So what's on my list yet is marshmallow root, fennel seed, licorice root. Both of those I want to look up and see like if I can just buy fennel seed from the store or licorice root from the store and kind of dry that and ground that myself. Self-heal, meadow sweet, wild lettuce leaf, ginger. I want to see if that's a dry ginger. That might be something I can just also buy from the grocery store. But Alexis, cinnamon bark, and nettle. I don't know what nettle is, so I've never been able to forage it, but I'm hopefully I can figure out what that is in the next couple of years, so I don't have to purchase that myself. But that is the list of ingredients that I'm gonna need to purchase to make some of these teas. So I'm gonna look at doing that in the next couple of days, and then we can get started on making some of these teas, especially as we're getting into, oh, I want to take that. Especially as we're getting into cold and flu season, I want to have the things on hand so that I can help myself along as best as I can. So let's go upstairs. I want to show you the 2 books I'm going to be using in case you want to purchase these books for yourself before we get started. Then we can do these all these things together. And I'm going to go over the recipes that we're going to make in the next few weeks. I have a couple of herbal medicine books already, but I definitely lean more into 2 that I have that I feel like are, 1 very, very beginner, and 2 are more for the common ailments. They are the easier ones, and I feel like they're more straightforward, and I'm not confused when I read them. So the first one is this Herbal Medicine for Beginners by Katja Swift and Rin Midwar. I hope I didn't butcher that, but I'm sure that I did. This one I really love. It gives you a breakdown on everything herbal medicine. How to do it, how to do the oils and the tinctures, things like soaks, bath soaks and steams and rubs and everything, herb infused vinegars, everything you need to know with herbal medicine. This is a great starting off point. This is my favorite. And from this book, I have identified a couple of things that we're going to do. We're going to do a cough tea. That this is supposed to be really good for helping just break up your cough and help keep your cough in check. And there is nothing worse than a cough. I got sick. I got COVID in January. And the COVID was actually fine, but it was when, you know, I was over the actual sickness. The cough came. The cough lasted for about 2 weeks. And I remember thinking, like, I'm not doing anything except coughing all day. Why am I so exhausted? I was so exhausted. It really wreaks havoc on you. So it's definitely worth a try to see if this cough tea would help with a cough. I haven't tried any of these, so it's just something to keep on hand. The next one is I found a diarrhea tea. If you have diarrhea, that's the last thing you want in your life. So I have this tea that's supposed to, it said it helps to keep everything in check. So we're going to do that one. I'm also going to do a fever break-in tea. There was also a fever start-in tea. So if you wanted to start the fever, there was one in there as well. I don't really get fevers, I don't think, too much anymore. And I think if I get a fever, it lasts for like an evening. It kind of hits around 4 and it breaks around 9. Normally, I also haven't really gotten sick. I think one of the side effects of COVID was people started washing their hands a lot more, and you didn't go out too much. You really kind of thought, like, do I really need to go out right now, or should I stay in? So I know, especially during COVID, like, I kind of isolated more than normal. So I think my immune system has not even had to really been tested. It's not really been tested in the past couple of years. So that's kind of why I really want to make sure I have some stuff on hand to hopefully help me if I would get sick. Because this year, there's no mask mandates anymore. There's really no lingering effects of COVID anymore. So it might be a year of sickness. We'll see. There's also the nausea tea I talked about. There's a sore throat tea, which I am very excited about. And those are the current things I'm going to make from the Herbal Medicine for Beginners book. And that's going to be all one video. We're just going to make these teas in those pretty pumpkin jars. And whenever we need to have a cup of tea, we can just go get the jar and bring it up. The next book I have is also one of my favorite books for a couple of different reasons. This is called From Earth, Create Your Own Natural Apothecary. And what I really wanted from an herbal medicine book was both the background on it, identifying plants, what plants are, what they're good for, all that good stuff, but also recipes and how to do it and how to use it and all that stuff. So both of these books offer that. And this book is just beautiful. The photos in this book are, in my opinion, breathtaking. I just think the layout of the book is so beautiful and really, really thought out. But what it does is it starts in the beginning with a whole massive list of the different herbs that are very good for medicinal purposes. Like, look at that picture. Like, I want to recreate that picture. And then it talks about, it does give the background. Introduction to your natural apothecary at home. It talks about things like dried botanicals, carrier oils. Let's see. This is, and then this is what I really like about her. Who is this by? This is by Charlotte Rasmussen. Again, I hope I didn't butcher that. But she has an apothecary ingredient list. And this is all of the things that she keeps in her house. Both the dried ingredients, plus the oils and carrier oils, the essential oils, salts, that kind of thing. So she lists everything that's in her house. And with this list, you could do anything in her book. So it really breaks down all the different herbs, how to do everything, what's the difference between everything. And then it talks about just different ways to care for your body outside of medicine, such as skincare and body care. I did actually just get not noticed, but I watched a video today that apparently right now there is a big dry shampoo recall in the United States. And a lot of these dry shampoos across major brands are being recalled because they include a cancer-causing agent called benzene. And the really sad part, the really scary part is, this actually came out about a year ago, and some companies pulled their product and other companies didn't. And when you dive more into it, the FDA doesn't monitor beauty products, so these companies could really be putting anything into our shampoos and our body washes and our lotions that they want to. And there's no regulation. There's really not much regulation on that. And the fact is that these companies, many of them knew that there was benzene in their products, and benzene is linked to causing cancer. It may cause cancer. It is linked to causing cancer. And so many women use dry shampoo religiously, and unbeknownst to them, you're trying not to get a shower because you're trying to make your hair last longer, and it could potentially be making you sick. So it really just drives it home for me why I do what I do. Is I don't want to do everything, but at the same time, it's like every time I say, okay, I'm just gonna do XYZ, there's another letter coming at the end of the alphabet saying, nope, we want you to do us too. It makes me feel so much better when I know exactly what's in my body. And if I could get rid of all these chemicals and take all these things out of my products that I use, that would be really great. So she has, in this book, there's a whole bunch on, now she doesn't have any recipes, but we are going to do this together. But she talks about body lotions, deodorants, shampoos, things like shampoo bars and conditioner bars. Just all these things that you can either make on your own or maybe purchase from organic store. That, again, we're just cutting down the products that are in the items that are in our products that we are using on a daily basis. So just trying to make everything altogether healthier and better for us. So these are the 2 books we're going to be using to make our teas. And then once we get our teas made, we're really going to dive into doing things like we're going to make our own deodorant. I want to make shampoo bars. I was never like on board with shampoo bars or conditioner bars, I'll be very honest. But seeing that this, that the FDA doesn't really regulate the products that go into beauty products, seeing that companies knew benzene was in their products and they didn't do anything about it, this is all kind of making me just say, okay, Caitlin, this is just another step you have to take. And again, it's nothing I sat down and said I want to do this, but I feel a better peace of mind about taking this on and doing this myself. I don't have kids yet. It's just me. So I love that I'm doing this now, so that hopefully when I do have children, that I can start their lives with all of this homemade products. I can really start them on such a great path where they're not getting introduced to all of these chemicals. And hopefully they can grow up healthier and, they may not, hopefully, don't have some of the issues that I have now based on what I have consumed up to this point. So I really just like this whole going back to the earth. Wrong book. Going back to the earth. And just being as intentional about everything I'm doing. So the garden is just about wrapped up. I have a couple of more Canon projects I want to do. I'm going to have to buy the produce for them though. So that I'm not in a real big hurry to do. I'll probably do that in the next month. November is always a fun month for me. It's the end of the garden season and the cool down season of my life. But I always love to do a couple different Canon projects in November. I don't know why. I just do. So I've saved a couple of projects specifically for November, so we're going to do them. We also need to start our flower seeds. So I need to get some flower seeds ordered, but we're going to start our annual flower seeds. But really, aside from that, we don't really do too much. So this is a great period of time to, instead of just kind of wallowing away on the couch and watching all the TV, to really focus on the things that we can do now that can last us until next winter, such as the deodorants, the teas, the soap bars, the shampoo bars, all of these things. See what we can do that we can make that we don't have to buy from the store. And again, we just feel better knowing exactly what's in it and exactly what we're putting on in our bodies. So thank you guys for joining me. This is going to be a fun experiment and a fun journey, and I'm really excited about it. So hope you guys join me. If you are enjoying my videos or you want to see more, please subscribe. I will put some more videos over here for you to review. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.